Who is John L. Sullivan? John L. Sullivan, also known as John L., was an American boxer. Dubbed by the press as the Boston Strong Boy, John L. Sullivan became the first heavyweight gloved boxing champion. Likewise, John L. Sullivan is also considered to be the last heavyweight champion of bare-knuckle boxing under the London prize ring rules. Considered to be the first boxing superstar, and one of the highest-paid athletes of his time, John L. went on to become a cultural icon in the late 19th century. The athlete is considered to be one of the leading pioneers of boxing. Please subscribe to our channel and support us. Early life, parents, and siblings. Sullivan's father's name was Michael Sullivan. His mother's name was Catherine Kelly. Both of them had migrated from Ireland to the USA. John also had a brother named Mike and a sister named Annie. He grew up in the Roxbury neighborhood in Boston. John L. Sullivan birthday. John Lawrence Sullivan was born on the 15th of October 1858 in Roxbury, Boston, Massachusetts. Horoscope. Born on the 15th of October, John L. Sullivan's zodiac sign is Libra. Libras are known to be charming, generous, level-headed, and well-balanced individuals. Ethnicity, nationality, and religion. John L. Sullivan belonged to Irish ethnicity. When it comes to his nationality, the legendary boxer was an American. Likewise, Sullivan was a Catholic Christian. Educational background. Sullivan was an excellent student. He was enrolled at the Dwight Grammar School, a public school located in Boston. His parents Michael and Catherine wanted their son to become a Roman Catholic priest. Therefore, to fulfill his parents' wishes, Sullivan joined Boston College in 1875. However, he ended up playing professional baseball and also earned a good deal of money. Sullivan once said, "I threw my books aside and gave myself up to it. This is how I got into the baseball profession, and I left school for good and all. From the baseball business, I drifted into boxing and pugilism." Height and weight. The heavyweight champion weighed a total of 160 pounds. In addition, he stood tall at 5 feet and 10 inches. Relationships. Sullivan was married to Annie Bates, who worked as a chorus girl. Annie and John L. separated in 1908. Even before his divorce, Sullivan had an affair with the burlesque queen, Anne Livingston. The affair continued till 1908. After this, John L. married his childhood girlfriend Catherine Harkins. Children. The bare-knuckle boxer had a son named John L. Sullivan Jr. with his first wife, Annie Bates. However, at the age of 2, their son died due to diphtheria. Sullivan did not have any other children after the death of his first child. Early boxing career. The Boston Strong Boy started his boxing career from a young age. He participated in many boxing matches and got arrested for it since the sport was outlawed. It is still unclear whether Sullivan had fought with African-American boxer James Young at Schieffelin Hall in Tombstone, Arizona in 1882. However, Sullivan clarified that he had never fought a black boxer. From 1883 to 1884, he toured by train coast to coast with other 5 boxers. A total of 195 fights were to be held in 136 cities and towns over 238 days. Likewise, he also announced that he would box anyone at any time during the tour under the Queensberry rules for $250 and knocked out 11 men during the tour. John L. became a boxing champion after gaining victory over Paddy Ryan in Mississippi City on February 1882. There have been disputes over when actually was Sullivan considered a world heavyweight champion. It could be either in 1888, when he fought Charlie Mitchell, or in 1889, when he knocked out Jake Kilrain. In Boston on the 8th of August 1887, a heavyweight championship belt was presented to Sullivan. The belt was inscribed "Presented to the Champion of Champions, John L. Sullivan, by the citizens of the United States." In 1883, Sullivan fought Charlie Mitchell and was knocked down in the first round. They met for the third time in 1888 in Chantilly, France. The fight went on for more than 2 hours, and by the end, both of them were heavily injured. Moreover, they could barely lift their arms up to punch. As a result, the match was considered a draw. The Kilrain Fight. For the Kilrain Fight, Sullivan reportedly trained for months in Belfast, New York under William Muldoon. An estimated 3,000 audiences boarded special trains for Richburg, Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where the fight was to take place. The fight began at 10:30. After Sullivan vomited after the 44th round, many thought that he would lose the match. However, surprisingly, Sullivan got his second wind, and after a tough beatdown, Kilrain's manager finally threw in the towel after the 75th round. The Paddy Ryan Fight. Sullivan's fight against Paddy Ryan was announced in October 1881. Many expected Ryan to win the match, but there were rumors regarding the wrestler suffering from a hernia. Ryan stated, "My fight with Sullivan will be my last. I meant to have retired before, but you know how it is. When you whip somebody, there's always somebody else turning up that wants to try his hand, and that's the way I am caught this time." The match took place in Mississippi City, and the entire match took 9 rounds, and approximately 11 minutes to end. In the 9th round, despite extreme exhaustion, Sullivan was able to use his right hand to the side of the head, which caused Ryan's jaw to be badly swollen. After the fight, Sullivan was able to exit the ring as the American heavyweight champion. The greatest fight. John L. Sullivan's 1889 fight with Jake Kilrain is regarded as the greatest fight. Taken as a turning point in boxing, the Kilrain fight was the last world title bout fought under the London prize ring rules. Likewise, it was the last bare-knuckle heavyweight title bout that received a ton of press coverage. Lasting a total of 75 rounds, Sullivan won the match. However, he vowed to never fight a bare-knuckle bout again. Both Sullivan and Kilrain were arrested and sentenced to 12 months in the Marion County Jail. The two of them later became friends. Professional boxing record. According to reports, the boxer fought in more than 450 fights throughout his career. He has a record of 47 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, with 38 wins by knockout. Nevertheless, many sources have disputed his exact record. Later life. In his later years, Sullivan became involved in many professions such as acting, baseball umpiring, and sports reporting. Likewise, he also opened his own bar. In addition, Sullivan also overcame his alcoholism and became a prohibition lecturer. Why was John L. Sullivan so important for the sport of boxing? John L. Sullivan's contributions to boxing helped modernize the sport by transitioning the sport from its bare-knuckle era. In fact, Sullivan is taken as boxing's first modern world heavyweight champion. Similarly, he is recognized as the last of the great bare-knuckle fighters. Sullivan's boxing skills remain popular even to this day, and they are widely used by modern boxers. His involvement in the Kilrain fight helped establish him as the first boxing superstar. Moreover, the fight is considered a turning point in boxing history for being the last bare-knuckle heavyweight title bout. Who did John L. Sullivan refuse to fight? Despite being recognized as a world heavyweight champion, John L. Sullivan refused to fight Australian black heavyweight Peter Jackson. Although Jackson tried long and hard to secure a fight with Sullivan, Sullivan declined all offers, claiming he would never fight a black man. Who defeated John L. Sullivan? Jim Corbett, also known as Gentleman Jim, defeated John L. Sullivan in their 1892 match. The heavyweight championship match was governed by the Queensberry rules and was conducted in New Orleans. The match is also remembered for transforming the sport of boxing from criminality into acceptable public entertainment. How many fights did John L. Sullivan have? As per historical records, John L. took part in a total of 51 fights throughout his career. What was the longest bare-knuckle fight in history? Unfortunately, John L. Sullivan was not involved in the longest bare-knuckle fight. The record is held by James Kelly and Jonathan Smith, who apparently fought for a total of 6 hours and 15 minutes in 1855. The match took place in Victoria, Australia. Who was the first heavyweight champion? The first heavyweight champion of the world is John L. Sullivan, who won the title under Marquess of Queensberry rules. He was later dethroned by Jim Corbett in 1892 after facing defeat from the boxer. How long was the boxing match between John L. Sullivan and Jake Kilrain? Sullivan and Kilrain fought for over 2 hours and 18 minutes in the Kilrain Fight that occurred near Hattiesburg on July 1889. When did John Sullivan die? The American boxer passed away on the 2nd of February 1918 at the age of 59 at his home in Abington, Massachusetts. John L. Sullivan's cause of death. Sullivan was known to be a heavy drinker. In addition, the boxer was known to have unhealthy eating habits, which caused him to become overweight. As a result, the Boston Strong Boy died due to heart disease. Net worth. The Boston Strong Boy had been able to accumulate a net worth of $1 million. Nonetheless, the fighter lost all of his earnings owing to his alcoholism. When he died, he only had $10 in his pocket. John L. Sullivan's social media. Since the Boston Strong Boy passed away over a century ago, there is no doubt that he did not have any social media account at the time. Even today, any of the living descendants of John L. have not created an official page account dedicated to the late boxer. For more update, visit celebcritics.com.